Hello! Oh, let's not do that. No. Hello! Welcome to episode number 9. I think it's 9. I don't know. Welcome to an episode of Lambwoman Knits podcast. My name is Rachel, and you can find me on Ravelry as Lambwoman02 on Instagram, where I'm most active, as Lambwoman, and you can find my Etsy shop, which is Lambwoman Knits. There's also a Ravelry group for the podcast, which is still under the name Pearls Before Swine. But since I'm thinking of that right now, I don't have a pen. If I had a pen, I would write it down. Hopefully, oh, you know what? I will watch this, and that will remind me to change the name on Ravelry. Anyway. Yes, there's a Ravelry group for the podcast that I have been horrible at looking at and updating with my show notes. So hopefully, since I'm thinking about it right now, I will remember to update it with the show notes. This is a podcast mostly about knitting, but about some other crafty goodness. I have an old FO that is not knitting that I'm going to show off today. Yeah, mostly about knitting and whatever else I happen to talk about. And welcome to all new viewers and to all returning viewers. I really appreciate anybody who takes the time out of their day to spend a few minutes with me. It does mean a lot to me. I don't have too much to talk about. I feel like this will probably be a pretty short episode. Side note, I always think it's really hilarious when the podcasters talk about how long their episodes are going to be, because you already know at that moment, like you can already see down here, this is how long it's going to be. But I think this one will be kind of short. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a ton to say today. So I'll do the knitting. So first, finished objects. Let me go get my old finished object, and I will be right back. As you may already know, last week I had my birthday on Friday, and my daughter Hannah had her birthday on Tuesday, which reminded me of something that I made that I thought I would show off on the podcast. And it is a birthday banner. And I made this several years ago. I think Hannah was a baby, so probably about 5 years ago. Yeah. And I just sewed some triangles, and these the letters are fused on with a fusible interfacing. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks kind of like a piece of plastic. And you iron it onto your fabric, and then you cut out whatever shape it is that you want to cut out, and then you can iron it onto another piece of fabric. And if you want for applique if you want it to be sturdy, you can zigzag around it. But since this doesn't, it's not going to be washed, doesn't need to be sturdy at all, you can just leave it. And my mother-in-law is actually an art quilter. If you Google Amy Stewart Windsor, you can find her and her art quilts. And that means that she just quilts that go up on walls. And she's made a couple of bed quilts, but mostly she just does ones on walls. At some point, I'll probably take some pictures at her house and put them up on the podcast because they are interesting. They're very beautiful. She teaches classes and stuff, and she is the one who introduced me to this. I mean, it's a pretty common technique. Anyway, and then this is bias tape. It's really, really simple because you're just sewing the triangles together, flipping them inside out, and then sewing them with the bias tape. So it's all straight lines. It's very, very easy. If I remember correctly, I did it in an afternoon, so not a very long process. Obviously, I took advantage of my mother-in-law's fabric stash to get all the different colors, but you can definitely use just one color, or and you can easily customize this to your own liking. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things. I had big dreams when I made it of it kind of growing to be this cherished object in my house. But we will see. I have to admit that a lot of times I forget about it. I'm not the best. We're not the best at birthdays in our house, so. But we did remember it this year. It helps that my 9-year-old loves things like that, so there's a lot of things that I don't have to remember because she remembers them. So nice. So my knitting info that I have this week is I made several of the Scrappy Sock Yarn preemie hats. This one I just have to bind off, but this is how lazy I am. So these are in the medium size. Yes, it's the pattern is by Greg Calhoun, who's also the Knitting Daddy on Instagram, and it has 3 sizes, and these are the medium size, and he just has stockinette and a heart pattern, but I like doing a rib. This is just a 4x1 rib, which works with the medium pattern. It works exactly with his decreases that he does. And then this is a larger one, which I think I cast on 3 extra stitches in order to be able to do the 4x1 rib. But I like the rib better because I feel like it fits a little more snugly. And the first couple of these I did using DPNs. These are just, what are these? These are Takumi, just clover. These are just normal clover size 3 DPNs. But this time I realized that I could use a 9-inch circular, and I love it. Love it. Yeah, I feel like it goes fast. There's something to me that's like so soothing about the monotony of going around and around in a circle that never ever ends. You know, with DPNs or with Magic Loop, there's a break, but with the 9-inch, it's just like, I don't know, it's like this eternal circle, and I love it. Anyway, so yeah, size 3 circulars. These are Chow Goose. I love them. Okay. And I have a hoe. These are these are knit in the Cozy Knitter yarn. I got this in a kit from Mrs. Brown's Bags, and it's just a self-striping, and I slipped 1 and knit 2 on the color changes. I don't know if I would do that again. Maybe I will. I don't know. I feel like my tension got weird. I'm going to have to block them and see what it looks like when I'm done. I feel like I'm not very good at that technique, and so it didn't look as good as I wanted it to. Yeah. And I do really like this yarn. Yep, so I have 1, and the other one I will show you right now. And here is the other one. I'm knitting these on my 9-inch circulars. It's just a little baby one. I feel like this pair of socks is like my guilty pleasure socks. They're like, I don't know. I work on them intermittently and they make me happy. And these are my monkey socks. That last episode I couldn't find them, and then I found them. They weren't even very hard to find. And I think I'm almost done with them because I'm just going to do 2 repeats of the pattern and then do the cuff because I like short socks and because I'm a little bit tired of knitting these. And you know what? I don't even remember what these stitch markers mean. They had a meaning to me at some point, but I really don't remember what it was. Yes, these are knit with Hawthorn in the Happy Valley colorway from Knit Picks. And again, these are monkey socks, although actually technically I think these are Los Manos Locos because there's no purling and they're toe up. Which means that the pattern is actually upside down of what the monkey socks look like. But I do like this pattern, and I think I would do it again in the future because it's fun and it's easy. Although I may be permanently addicted to doing just plain vanilla socks. I don't know. We'll see. And my next FO is one that you'll probably get tired of seeing because it's going to be here forever. But I've actually made a ton of progress in the last couple weeks, which is one reason why I will keep podcasting because it's really nice to see the progress that I've made. Anyway, so when I last podcasted, which was about 2.5 weeks ago, I had done, I think, about like this much of the back, and I had done one of the sides. And now I did the other side, and I joined the body, and now I cannot hold it still for you. Here we go. Oh, that is really good. So this is the back. I think the cables are looking really awesome. There's definitely a couple of mistakes. There's one place where in one of these repeats, I didn't like do the whole chart. But you can't even tell unless it's pointed out to you. There's one of these where the cable goes over when it should go under, and now I'm trying to find it and I can't find it. But yeah, so there's definitely some mistakes. Where is that cable that goes over instead of under? This is gonna bug me. Oh, it's right here. See, the cable goes over and it should go under. And you know what? I don't even care. I feel like that is almost like my secret message. It's like a, you know those puzzles where there's like the 2 pictures and it's like, what's different? That's my sweater. So I think I'm super on track with this. It's making me quite happy. Although I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get pretty bored with it. And at this point, I've had the pattern memorized since about the second repeat of the chart, and so at this point, it's just pretty mindless. I don't have to think too hard about it, which is really nice. And then my last FO is my amulet shawl. And this is a pattern that is by Helen Stewart of the Curious Handmade podcast, and she is doing the Shawl Society, and this is the second shawl in the Shawl Society. And with the Shawl Society, I think I paid, I don't know, it was like $15, and you get a pattern every month for 6 months. And the pattern will not be released to anyone else until after the end of the 6 months. But even, I felt like that was a really good deal though for it was like, you know, $3 a shawl or something. Anyway, so this is it so far, and this is my own hand-dyed. I call this one the Secret Garden. I showed it once before on the podcast. And this is, I call this one Frozen Lemonade. It's actually less variegated than the one I have in my shop. This was a one that didn't work out quite so awesome. But I'm loving these two together. And it's really exciting to see how they are working out. It's getting hot in here. Oh my gosh. Now it's time for acquisitions. Since it was my birthday, I took my kids to my local yarn store. Oh, sorry. And I had them, well, all of them except for my youngest, who's only 2.5. I had them pick out some yarn for me for my birthday, which I think would be a lot better if somebody else did it with them, because it would be slightly more surprising, but there's no way my husband's ever going to do that. So, it was still a good idea, and I think I'll probably try to do it again in the future. So, let me show you what they picked out for me. And I think it's pretty obvious, if you know my kids, which one, who picked out what. I think it's pretty obvious that this one was picked out by Thomas. It is Life in the Long Grass, and I've already lost the tag because one of my kids took it off. But it's a great, it's a teal, it's like teal and navy blue speckles. I do not remember the name of the colorway, but I do enjoy it. So that's the first one. And then this one is from Biscott and Company, I think. Biscott and Company. And Hannah picked out this one. It's a self-striping. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like when it's knit up, but I'm excited to see. And then Elizabeth picked out this one. It's also a Biscott and Company. And it's, again, a self-striping. So, and I'm excited to see, again, what this looks like when it's knit up. And it's soft. These are so soft. So that was a fun thing to do for my birthday. I enjoyed it. I think maybe I'll do it again. We'll see. You know, nothing else to train them that this is what you get your mom for her birthday. And that was it for my acquisitions. Probably not going to have too many acquisitions in the next month or so. We'll see. Maybe I'll surprise myself and end up having some more than I think I will, but I need to use up some of my stash and use up some of what I have dyed. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay. Next on my list of stuff is some items from my shop. And again, I don't like to show everything that's in my shop, mostly because I feel like you can go check it out. But I like to show off some things in case people are interested. This one is one of my current favorites. I don't even remember what I called this. I do not remember what I called this. But I dyed this one after watching Diary of a Yarn Dyer. Yarn? Is that what it No, yarn. The Dyer's Notebook. The Dyer's Notebook, I think it's Laura from the Dyer's Notebook. She's the dyer behind Jinx Yarns. And she visited, names are just escaping me. She visited Wool & Vine, and they made some yarn together, and they took a little video. Well, they had a vlog of a lot of their trip, but in the video it had how they made one of the colorways that they did together. And so I thought I would sort of try that same technique, but not with the same colors that they used. But anyway, so this has some turquoise, well, not turquoise, some blue and some kind of hot purple. It has some hot pink, but the hot pink mostly just blended in, which I think is awesome. And it has some gray, which speckled to some black. Let's see, where's that? There we go. There's some black speckles. And I just think this is really, really pretty. I'm really interested to see how it knits up. I may have to knit it up myself just to find out what it looks like. Anyway, so it was fun to try a slightly different technique. It was amazing, though, the colors that they used, mostly because I would have been afraid that they would blend together. I used all colors that once they're mixed together, I know will look fine because they're right next to each other on the color wheel. But they used ones that were not next to each other, and that was terrifying for me. Oh, I got all yellow. I'm yellow. Anyway. Sorry. So this is one you can find in my shop that I love. And then I also have some bags that I've added. This is one of my favorites. Oops. This is a fox napping. It's a Tula pink fabric with a blue zipper and just a swirly purple lining. I like to have fun with my zipper choices. And this is another fabric that I'm really excited about because it has narwhals. Who doesn't love narwhals? And for some reason, my favorite thing on this fabric is this silly little pufferfish. I don't know why it's my favorite, but I feel like it's looking at me and smiling, saying, "Hi, Rachel. How are you? I'm a happy little fishy." Yeah, so I really like that one, and I have both of these in the same sizes. I have this is a sock size, and this is whatever size you want. I call it a medium, I think. You know what? I don't remember what, but it's a 2 to 3 skein. I feel like this is a really good size bag, but because it holds a lot, but it's not like way too big. And then I also have this sheep fabric that I love so much. And it has a pink zipper because it has pink and gold polka dots on the inside. So there we go. Oh, sorry. So that is it for my shop update. That's it for most of the knitting. Yeah, just general life stuff. My husband and I are going to DC for my sister-in-law's wedding on Thursday. I don't know. I probably won't be able to go to any yarn shops because we're going up Wednesday night and we're coming back Thursday night, and the wedding is on Thursday. We are hoping to get to the Smithsonian, but we will see. I don't know. And then we're going to the beach again on Saturday. My kids will be out of school all next week. They're going to be trekked out again, so they'll be out for 3 weeks because they're in school right now. And so hopefully I might have an episode. Hopefully I'll film an episode of the podcast with all of them. That would be fun. Not all at once because that would not be fun. That would be crazy. But maybe we can do little segments, little interviews. Yeah, I think that is all that I have for you this week. I really was just trying to squeeze it in real quick before we get going. Hopefully, today's Tuesday. Hopefully I'll have this up on Wednesday. And I hope that you are having a great summer and that you're staying cool. And that you, if you're not in the United States, if you're in Australia, I hope you are staying warm. I don't know, how cold does it get in Australia? I don't know the answer to that question. I should know. It doesn't seem like it gets that cold from all the Instagram people I see. I don't know. I should find out. Anyway, I hope you're having a great life. And I will see you next time. Bye!